What's up, DC Nation? Back to another review, and guys, today we're going over one of the best Batman stories of all time, and this one's actually Batman Arkham Asylum, a serious house on serious Earth. Now, this one's written by Grant Morrison, and the art is by David McKean. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. But in this book, what we see is pretty much the origin of Arkham Asylum and the creator, Amadeus Arkham, and how he pretty much made the asylum and how he went crazy. Now, we also see that pretty much Batman gets a message from Commissioner Gordon saying, hey, all the pretty much inmates in Arkham, Joker, Two-Face, they have run Arkham now. Like, all the different doctors, they've been killed, or they pretty much been sent away. So now Joker and all of them rule Arkham. So Batman asks the Commissioner, what do you want me to do? Commissioner Gordon's like, you gotta go in there and stop this. So Batman's like, alright, I'll go do it. So Batman goes in, and he tries to save some hostages, too. There's a couple hostages, and right when he gets there, the very gates of Arkham, he sees Joker, right? And Joker has one of, pretty much the hostages, and the hostage's name is Pearl. So she's afraid, imagine, the Joker's in your ear, and he has a gun to your head. I'm like, damn, that would be horrifying. I'd be like, man, I'm dead. Even if Batman's there. Imagine, Batman, you don't know who he is, he's just made a hero, but as it's determined in this book, some people think he's actually fear, some people actually are afraid of him. So if you're Pearl, you're this girl in this situation, and you have Joker out, you have a gun to your head, and there's Batman, who's the only guy to save you, but you're like, man, I'm afraid of him too. Not a really good situation, right? But she gets away, and pretty much Batman walks into Arkham Asylum with Joker. Now, he finds that the whole asylum has been run by villains. Two different, pretty much, doctors have stuck behind. And it's Dr. Cavendish and this Ruth Adams. Now, Ruth Adams stuck around, actually both of them stuck around, because they didn't want to leave the asylum in the hands of the Joker. So what's happening is Ruth Adams is actually helping out Two-Face. So Two-Face's coin that he flips, that there's always heads or tails, and gave him pretty much a die. Give him 6 choices. Then she gave him different other things because she's trying to expand his choices to eventually get rid of this duality pretty much method that he goes by. Because Two-Face goes by a white and black method pretty much. Oh, there's only heads and there's only tails. There's no in-between. And Ruth Adams is trying to teach him that yes, there is an in-between, and trying to make him a little more sane. But it's kind of not working because at the same time, when he has all these choices, he's struggling with actually doing regular things, like going to the bathroom. So we see that in this issue, and Two-Face is actually a big part. I really like how Two-Face is actually displayed in the story. But we see Batman goes to Joker, and Joker has other hostages. He's like, we're going to play a game, alright? There's different villains in Arkham Asylum. We'll give you an hour. You go, Batman, you pretty much search, try to find out what's going on in this asylum. But once 1 hour is up, we're all going to come for you. If we come for you and kill you, that's it. But if you beat us, you take over, and you find out, then yeah, you're the hero. But Batman's like, no, I'm not playing your game. Joker's like, alright, I'll kill a hostage. He kills the hostage, and Batman's like, alright, I'll do it. So we see Batman, he goes to Arkham Asylum, he fights off against Scarecrow. Batman actually takes him down. I really like Batman in this issue, because it's not like he's fighting them. He's actually going in the shadows and taking them by surprise, which is a big part of Batman's character. Batman, actually it was displayed very well in the Nolan trilogy, especially in Batman Begins, when Batman in his opening, it's not the opening scene of the movie, but when Batman actually puts on the cape and cowl, and you have these different, pretty much, villains going around this warehouse, and you see Batman come out of pretty much the shadows, take these different guys. That happened in the Nolan trilogy.
Better check it. There's a problem out here. You better bail.
And it kind of happens here. Like, it takes one guy, he's like in a wheelchair, he's going around, and he's like, I'm gonna get you, Batman. He has like an axe. Well, no, it's like more like a scythe. And Batman just drops from the shadows and takes him away like that. Like, it's really cool, I like that. But he takes down Scarecrow, he fights off against Maxi Zeus, which he doesn't really fight off against Maxi Zeus. Maxi Zeus just says a couple lines, then he faints himself. And that actually happens in a bunch of other Batman runs. Like, Batman really doesn't have to fight off against Maxi Zeus. But then we see him fight against Killer Croc. Which, here, he actually has a problem. Which, actually, before we get to Killer Croc, he actually goes against Mad Hatter. Which, he does get past Mad Hatter, but Mad Hatter does give him a run for his money. Like, Mad Hatter does a bunch of different things, but Batman barely avoids it, barely gets past, and gets to his final villain in a way. He gets to Killer Croc. And yes, Killer Croc is scary, alright? You see Killer Croc, he's huge, and he kind of looks like a dragon, like how the artist conveys him. And Batman tries to fight him off, he gets thrown out the window, but he barely gets back up. He eventually actually stabs Killer Croc and gets past him. So you see Batman get past all these villains, but eventually comes to the person who's actually orchestrated this entire thing, that's Dr. Cavendish. And he has pretty much Ruth Adams, another doctor, there's two of them. He has Ruth Adams, pretty much a knife to her throat, and he's pretty much threatening to kill her. And Batman's like, why would you do this? Why would you release all these inmates, the Joker, all of them? And Cavendish is like, well, I read Amadeus Arkham, pretty much Dr. Arkham, the creator of this asylum's journal, and what he's afraid of. And what we found out about Arkham is that pretty much he had a mother that was pretty much afraid of the bat. She pretty much was afraid of a bat, she was afraid of these different things, and it caused her to go crazy. So Arkham actually killed her. And actually pretty much tormented him too, but he's trying to, alright, I have pretty much torments, I have fears, but other people have fears too, they have mental illness. So what if I could create this asylum, pretty much this abandoned place, he made it to an asylum, and have people come here and help him out. But eventually, he pretty much was scared of the bat too, and he started going crazy, and he actually given in to the asylum, and he eventually used his fingernails to try to pretty much make like a spell around the asylum to trap the bat, but what he eventually did was just die in asylum. He died in the asylum that he created. Dr. Arkham created this asylum to help with mental illness and pretty much make people sane. But all he did was make himself insane. Like, you know that asylum has to be shut down when the creator goes insane from being in. Like, that's not really good. But you see that happen, and Cavendish is like, it's true, you are the bat. Batman is the true, pretty much the person who's causing all this fear, causing people to come crazy. And you have to turn yourself in, you have to die. And pretty much Ruth Adams, she gets free, but you see Cavendish attack Batman, tries to choke him, and Batman barely gets him off. But that's when Ruth Adams actually kills Cavendish. She's like, I killed somebody. I'm a psycho. But Batman's like, no. You get out of here, go through the gate, I'll get out myself. Now what we see next is Batman goes to the Joker, right? And he pretty much has a way out. All the villains are away, he took down most of them, but Joker's like, wait, why shouldn't we just let him free? Why don't we just kill Batman here? And pretty much Batman's like, you can't. Let's have Two-Face decide. And Two-Face is like, wait, you're gonna give my coin back? So Batman gives the coin back, and Two-Face flips the coin. And if it lands on heads, Batman's free. But if it lands on tails, Batman's dead. Like, they're allowed to kill him. But Two-Face says Batman's free. So Batman walks free, but before he leaves, Joker's like, hey, go out into the asylum. And Joker's saying that the real world is actually the real asylum. Arkham Asylum is the safe place. Pretty much that the real world can make people insane. And Joker tells Batman, if you ever come insane, if you ever need a place to come to, we're here with you, our Arkham Asylum. And Batman's like, alright, sure. So Batman gets away, he pretty much found out about all this, but how this issue ends, and we see Two-Face. And it turns out that the coin actually landed on tails. Batman was supposed to die, but Two-Face wouldn't allow that to happen. So that's what happened. Pretty much, Batman got away, shows how all these inmates are crazy. Arkham Asylum, the whole origin of it, is that the creator turned crazy. Like, this is not a good place to be. Yes, it's meant to make people who are ill, mental illness, make people who are insane, sane, pretty much rehabilitate them, but it doesn't do that at all. If anything, it makes them more crazy. Now, things that I really like about this issue is Joker. Joker is menacing, right? It's crazy. It's probably the most scariest version of the Joker I've ever seen. Like, yeah, Joker in Killing Joke, he's very creepy. But here, how he's drawn, like, the artist does a great job. Like really, there's different parts that I'm like, man, that actually makes me a little afraid of Joker. Like certain moments when he has Pearl and he's actually has Batman right next to him. Like he's not drawn like the regular Joker. Like his jawline is extended. He has like crazy hair. Like he looks like a clown, but a clown that you don't want to be in the same room with, alright? But Batman's drawn well. Like Batman's actually drawn as like shadowy figure in this book. Like he's not, you don't really see his actual face most of the time. Like yeah, you see certain moments where he's like no, and you see his mouth, like pretty much the expression. Like the expressions in this book are really good, like the facial expressions. But you see Batman more as like a shadow. Him going into Arkham Asylum, pretty much catching Mills by surprise. And it makes Batman actually kind of creepy too. It makes him pretty much impose fear into criminals. And that's what Batman's meant to do. He's meant to impose fear into criminals and defeat them. And the artist really conveys that very well here, and how he's drawn, like certain scenes where Batman and Joker are in the same scene together, it looks amazing. Like I really like it. It's still the best images I've seen of Batman and the Joker ever. Like it looks really good. And guys, how Grant Morrison actually tells like Dr. Arkham's like origin, about his mother, how he came crazy in Arkham Asylum. It's very interesting. Grant Morrison writes it very well. Like yeah, it's confusing at times, but it wraps up very well by the end of the issue. And the artist again conveys it very well, especially scenes where pretty much Dr. Arkham, he's pretty much dying. He's trying to make like a spellbind around Arkham, trying to catch the bat. But you see his hair growing, you see him slowly dying, and it's very intriguing, very creepy, but at the same time, it really pushes this factor that Arkham Asylum is not a place you want to go to. It's not a place that you should send villains to be rehabilitated. It's actually a place that they come more crazy. It's a place that actually makes Batman's villains. Like Harley Quinn was made at Arkham Asylum, Scarecrow was made at Arkham Asylum. Many of Batman's big villains were made at the asylum that was meant to actually make them good people. So yeah, but still, this whole issue is one of the best Batman stories of all time. It's actually like 100 pages, so a long issue. I thought it was only like 60 pages, but it goes by really fast. Yeah, it may be 100 pages long, but it doesn't feel like that. Like yeah, certain pages have a lot of words on it, but certain images or certain pages have made a couple words on it, because Grant Morrison allows David McKean to pretty much push his art to its full potential and make this whole story like really interesting. But guys, I'm overall going to give this story a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. Go read it. It's up there with Killing Joke. I think Killing Joke is better because I just like it more. But still, this is one of the best stories of all time, and you should definitely read it. But guys, in comments below, tell me what you think about the story. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about Joker? Do you think it's the best, like, pretty much drawn version of him? Do you think it looks creepy? What do you think about how David McKean draws Batman? What do you think about the whole story itself, like the origin of Arkham Asylum? And what is your favorite Batman story of all time? Is it Killing Joke? Is it pretty much this one, Batman Arkham Asylum? Or is it a totally different Batman story? You guys tell me all your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up on the channel, make sure to subscribe to my next Batman comic review. And yeah guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.